While police officer Joe DeAngelo appeared to be leading an unexceptional existence with his wife near Sacramento in 1977, the entire region was being plagued by more than 20 sexual assaults perpetrated by a mysterious invader called the East Area Rapist.
Each time a newspaper article came out, okay, it was rape number 7, rape number 8, rape number 9, all the way up until we're in our 20s of these rapes that are occurring. I had never worked a case that took its physical and mental toll on me as all of the cases of the East Area Rapist.
Visiting these same streets today, it's easy to run into people who still recall how hysteria was at a fever pitch, prompting police to hold a series of meetings with concerned residents. Carol Daly spoke at one of those meetings.
But the all-important thing to remember is that if you are going to protect yourself and if you are going to defend yourself, you must injure your attacker. And I don't mean just hurt him, because by hurting him, you're only going to make him madder.
There was a town meeting that you held where a gentleman stood up.
He stood up and he said, I don't believe that a rapist could come into a house and attack a woman while the husband was in the home. And anyway, a few months later, he and his wife were victims.
That same guy who stood up in the meeting. Do you think the East Area Rapist took that as a challenge?
Oh, of course he did. Everything to him was a challenge.
In fact, investigators believe that the East Area Rapist may have sat among the residents at that community meeting.
If that event occurred and our offender chose that couple based on who the man was and what the man did, he had the self-confidence that he could carry out an attack in the midst of the elevated law enforcement resources and the elevated awareness of the citizens.
By the summer of 1977, a year after the sexual assaults began, the East Area Rapist was targeting couples with greater frequency. If, as police believe, this assailant was the same person as the Visalia ransacker, the crimes had escalated from burglaries to attacks on women alone to now assaults on couples in their own bedrooms.
He would have the woman tie the man up, usually with shoelaces.
Bindings he quietly hid in the house during previous break-ins to the very same residence.
He'd throw bindings to the female, tie her husband up, and he would watch to make sure that she tied the husband right. No, loop it around that wrist, have him cross his arms, tighter, tighter, tighter.
The man would be laying on his stomach, all tied up, and he would put dishes on his back and said, if I hear these dishes move, I'm going to kill you. I'll kill your wife, I'm going to kill you.
What did that tell you about him?
That he did everything possible to control. If somebody moved, he was right back there. Don't move again, don't move, I'm going to kill you. I told you, I'll kill your wife, I'm going to kill everybody. And he always removed the woman to another room when the rape occurred.
And he would tell them, if I hear either one of you trying to get away, I will kill you.
Margaret Wardlow was 13 when she first learned about the man terrorizing her community.
I had huge fascination in the case because there had been so many attacks. I remember reading one article 3 times over and saying, Margaret, there's no more words on that page.
At the time, Margaret and her mother, Dolores, a single mom and California government employee, believed they were safe.
My mom had this saying, she'd always say, I'm too old and you're too young. My mom was 55 at the time, of course I was 13. So we really thought we were off the radar.
Until the night of November 10th, 1977.
I was awoken with a flashlight in my face. I couldn't make out the individual that was holding it, but he told me to turn over, lie on my stomach. He was gonna tie me up. Once he had tightened up those ligatures, I knew at that very moment, this is most likely the East Area Rapist. He blindfolded me, he gagged me. At a certain point, he started coming with the dishes. And I knew exactly what was gonna happen. If he came into my room, he was gonna rape my mother. If he went into my mother's room, he was gonna rape me. And I heard him go into my mom's room. And I just mentally prepared myself. He had asked me a couple times if I had had experience. He used the F word and asked if I had sex before, and I told him no. He said, put your legs up. I refused a couple times over. I just refused. I said no. He would say, do you want to die? Do you want me to kill you? Do you want me to kill your mother? I want to slit your throat. You'd start to answer and he'd say, shut up, shut up, shut up. I kept telling him, I don't care. I don't care. As defiant as I could be, because I felt the more defiant I was, the more he wasn't getting what he wanted from me, the quicker he would be leaving.
Margaret was sexually assaulted, but remained quiet until her mother started screaming.
Our next door neighbor came in with a shotgun, and his wife untied me and he untied my mom. As much as I was a victim, all of Sacramento was a victim, even if you weren't attacked personally by this guy. We had this horrible, horrible rapist out there, and you never knew when he was gonna hit.